Dead Cells takes the progression of a Metroidvania and integrates it into this procedurally generated action roguelike that has you slowly chipping away at its "oh, hang on a minute, wrong video." It seems nowadays you can't so much as fart without accidentally shooting out 2 Metroidvania clones directly onto your favourite digital distribution platform. But much like those fecal projectiles, not all Metroidvanias are created equal. In most cases, they tend to present you with the same old steaming pile of shit we've all seen 1,000 times before. But Dead Cells is one such odorless exception. But that's not why we're here. Goodness no. No doubt by now you've all heard the controversy surrounding IGN's theft of a small-time YouTuber's Dead Cells review. The victim in this instance wasn't shot or stabbed, but instead something far, far worse. He was morally wronged, which of course is the worst kind of wronging you can inflict on a person. Unless of course you've ever served time in an all-male maximum security prison, which I presume he hasn't. The victim in question is Deadite from Boomstick Gaming, a somewhat ironic name as it serves not only to infringe on the trademarks of the popular Evil Dead franchise, but also because his review delivery is every bit as lifeless as his namesake suggests.
About 50 times already, and that same enemy will be used throughout various levels. I would gladly take double the amount of enemy variety in this style of game all about randomized, repeatable fun. It meets the standard quo of enemy variants.
Now this certainly isn't IGN's first tangle with an angry internet mob. Who could forget the ever-condemning and inspired phrase, "You can't spell ignorant without IGN." As of late, public awareness to IGN's sinister undertakings has been on the rise, suggesting that you can't spell evil corporationigan without IGN. And I know what you're thinking, that's not even a word. Well, actually it is, and it helps further my point because IGN are in fact so evil that they have taken to removing letters from words in an effort to disassociate themselves with the inherent evil within. IGN, is there no end to your tyranny? In our wonderful sugar-coated new world, we're programmed to believe that everything is completely black and white with absolutely no tolerance for shades of grey, or shades of brown if you're Roseanne Barr. You see, Deadite has been painted as a victim in this scenario, and frankly in some respects he is. But let me paint for you a little picture to help illustrate some of the shades of grey in this particular scenario. It's the equivalent of the big bad playground bully, IGN, stealing your lunch money, and then the whole school, social media, pitches in to buy you a new house, a new flash sports car, and a new line of designer clothing in order to compensate for the emotional damages. But if you're not buying into that analogy, well then let's have a look at the facts. Here you can see a graph which depicts the number of subscribers to Boomstick's gaming channel in the last month or so. As a result of this incident, this monotone and bland YouTuber who usually gains between 0 and 40 new subscribers a day has gained an incredible 22,000 subscribers in just 2 days. His channel views, which usually average between 12,000 and 16,000 a day, spiked to an impressive 38,000 on the day the story broke. And better still, yesterday on the 8th of August, his number of views jumped to an utterly ridiculous 494,000. To say that Boomstick Gaming has massively profited from this both short term and long term would be the understatement of the century. His audience has basically doubled and is still on the rise, and IGN are in damage control mode and are probably going to compensate him financially just to wash their hands of the whole ordeal and not come out of it stinking like another cheap Metroidvania clone. If this is seriously what constitutes being a victim, then you can make me a martyr any day of the week and twice on Sunday. Copy me, rip off me, I'll take the crushing mental and emotional damage that comes with it, alongside with the big fat compensation check from a wrongdoer and the 20,000 subscribers that come with it. And then, If and only if the sadness subsides for long enough, I may find the courage and the strength to start my own Patreon so that I can be provided with enough pound notes and dollar bills to wipe away my tears of sadness on a consistent and fixed monthly basis. In all honesty, the real victim here is actually the perpetrator himself. He made a terrible mistake and now it's cost him his job and his reputation, whilst the perceived victim enjoys a massively expanded audience and astronomical channel growth. That poor bastard. One thing we really need to get straight is the fact that Deadite is not a martyr. He's not Jesus dying for your sins, he's a capitalist. And if you need any further evidence of that, just look at his very next video he posted. It's a fucking Patreon ad! Honestly, you can shove your good wishes and pity up your ass, because what he's really looking for here is cold hard cash. And even if you did shove it up your ass, he'd probably expect you to squeeze it into a shit-encrusted diamond that he can offer as an incentive to his highest tier Patreon backers. In all honesty, I really don't take that much of an issue with this because, as Sun Tzu says,
"In the midst of chaos, there is also opportunity, my turtles."
Frankly, the chap would be an idiot not to capitalise on this, but to suggest that he's a martyr or some kind of figure to be pitied or felt sorry for is an absolute joke. This bloke has literally just been handed a golden ticket to the chocolate factory, and he's about 5 minutes away from Willy Wonka signing over the deed and giving him the fucking thing. He's gone from bland, inoffensive, monotone game reviewer to an overnight internet superstar. So when the shit really hit the fan, he posted a video asking, "What do I do?" Which was of course a way to capitalise on the world waiting for his response. Well, Deadite, judging by the rewards you've managed to reap from someone else's mistake and the resulting fact that you have managed to trip and fall into success, I'd suggest maybe sending a thank you card and a gift basket to IGN for posting the review in the first place. Now, as we know, unlike the evil corporation of IGN, Deadite is just your regular Joe. A regular Joe who looks like he lawyered up to write his channel's about page, which frankly reads more like a legal defence than a summary of his content. Although in this instance, those individuals were more than likely kindergartners who were moonlighting as lawyers. But, you know, lawyers nonetheless.
A cosy bonfire of quality content focused primarily on games with good gameplay. This means I endeavour to see the value and quality of content outside my personal wheelhouse, for which I may not personally prefer, and still be able to accurately judge it on its own merit. Personal opinions do not affect all review scores out there. A good critic combines opinion with a refined palette of extensive knowledge that can see beyond their own personal preferences.
Wonderful, and I bet he sees God in the face of every child, sunshine in the smile of every person, and little chocolate bunnies gently hopping down Sugar Drop Lane every time he opens his front door. Bravo, sir, you're really tugging on my heartstrings here, and for that I applaud you. Although may I suggest, if you're looking for me to contribute money to your Patreon, you might want to try tugging something else.
I only make the kind of content that I myself would enjoy.
Oh, me too, bloody hell. Yeah, it looks like I might have more in common with this bloke than I originally thought.
You'll find little to no bombastic antics here.
Maybe not.
I believe I have a critic's brain, which allows me to fairly judge a wide range of media with minimal bias or judgment.
He possesses a critic's brain, wow. Hang on a minute, doesn't everyone have one of those? I've got a 4-year-old niece who absolutely adores her orange juice box, but detests chocolate milk on account of it being yucky. I'm pretty sure that qualifies her as a critic. And having said that, she'll probably like this channel. In closing, the solitary point to be made here is that having his content stolen is literally the best thing that could have happened to him. Victim, we should all be so lucky. I've been Uncle Reno, and you've been thoroughly entertained.